What's up guys, I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, I'm going to be ranking the worst to the best Targetcon 2023 exclusives. Of course, as I'm recording this video, the exclusives released today, but as you're watching this, they had released yesterday, which I'm going to go through every single exclusive from Targetcon 2023, both the pops and the pocket pops, and go one by one of what I think the worst is, all the way until what I think was my favorite exclusive from Targetcon 2023. So I guess kicking off with the worst pop in my opinion was the Diamond Collection Maleficent from the Disney Villains lineup, and I believe it was also a pop and tee bundle. Now, it has nothing to do with the fact that it is like mainstay Disney. My biggest gripe about this pop is that not only has it been announced once, but I believe it has been announced twice, the last 2 years at Funko, and I don't like the idea of when they announce Targetcon exclusives, it's something we already know as a Target exclusive, but then just slapped in as a Targetcon exclusive, and especially never really a fan of the Diamond Collection specification, especially when it doesn't make sense. And then next on the list would be both of the Pocket Pop keychains of both Tanjiro and Inosuke from Demon Slayer. I mean, they're not entirely too bad, they're just the already existing molds of both of the characters, but shrunken down into the keychain. Of course, it's Pocket Pops, and I don't entirely collect them all that much. Next up is the metallic 2-pack from Five Nights at Freddy. I believe the characters' names are Balloon Bonnie and Balloon Freddy. Now, these aren't too bad. I believe these are the pops from the wave that we had gotten announced at Funko Fair last month, except they have a metallic specification and that is being sold as a 2-pack, which, I mean, I don't mind the metallic specification, but when it's a full-on figure being metallic and it doesn't make sense, then I don't really like it. I think the way they should have done this is possibly the fur involved with the character should have been flocked, and then you would acknowledge it as a flock pop, but still have the attire as metallic to give it a little bit more oomph, having a double specification in one pop, especially when you have it at Targetcon. The next pop I have on my list is the 2-pack of Darth Maul and Gar Saxton, both being glow-in-the-dark from Star Wars The Clone Wars. The glow-in-the-dark specification I felt could have been a little bit better, especially when you have just part of the mask glow-in-the-dark for Gar Saxton, and then you have just the lightsaber glow for the Darth Maul. And then at the same time also, if you wanted both of these pops, I believe you could probably find it for much cheaper buying them separately on the secondary market rather than buying them at Targetcon as a 2-pack. Next on my list is the Spider-Man Pop and Tee bundle from Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm not entirely a fan, of course, of the Diamond Collection specification. I would have been more happy if it was like glow in the dark, because I believe they already did metallic for the set. I think the only reason it goes much higher than the previous 2-packs we just talked about is the t-shirt that is involved, because of course obviously it is a pop and tee bundle. You got the Pop-ified Spider-Man swinging off the web with the Spider-Man logo and the Spider-Man No Way Home logo on the bottom right of the shirt. So I do enjoy the shirt. That would probably be my only reason of wanting to get the bundle, to be honest. Next up on my list is the 10-inch Munchlax from Pokemon. Now, I know a lot of people aren't entirely a big fan of the 10-inch figures for Pokemon. I do like the idea of 10-inch Pokemon pops for the sake of if you're going to a Comic-Con and let's say you're cosplaying as a Pokemon trainer, the size ratio between an actual human and a Pokemon most of the time, I believe, would be that exact ratio of a 10-inch Funko Pop. But 10-inch pops aren't always the greatest because it takes a lot of space in your collection. And I'm not really entirely a fan of Munchlax. Next up on the list is the vintage Donald Duck for the Disney 100th anniversary set. I do enjoy the way this pop looks. I like the black and white effect. This goes along if you have the Goofy pop, which will also be a Target exclusive. So it's cool that at least for this case, you have pretty much a character that was not announced even with the Disney 100th set during Funko Fair, and that it was its own separate announcement for Targetcon. Next up on this list, I can't exactly pronounce the name right, but I believe it's Caraxes from the House of the Dragon TV series. I like the detail involved with this pop, and this was actually the first pop that was officially confirmed by Funko for Targetcon as an early reveal with the, I believe, initial first wave of the House of Dragon pops, or second wave, I can't exactly remember, but it was announced with a wave of pops along with a metallic version, I believe that is a Warner Brothers shop exclusive. And I do enjoy the detail involved with this dragon, with the teeth, the eyes that are blue, and how it's mainly red, which does make sense because Targetcon kind of has that almost Emerald City Comic-Con trend where basically the color of their store or their logo is basically what the pops are based off of. So this being red, it makes sense for Targetcon, and the colors do look pretty nice. Next up on my list is the 7th form Inosuke from Demon Slayer. I've only watched one season of Demon Slayer, but I do enjoy the character of Inosuke. He's actually my favorite, and I do kind of like the posing involved with Inosuke and how his arms are sticking out, because I believe that is the pose he does when he runs. But I kind of would have liked it if they would add kind of like a running base that they did with like the Sonic the Hedgehog pops, where you get like that circle effect when he runs, and I believe they did that with some sort of anime pops also from like, I believe like Naruto or something. So I wish they would have done that with Inosuke, but nonetheless, I do enjoy the way this pop looks, but there's already a ton of Inosuke pops. Next up is the Spider-Man Pop Deluxe from Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, of course, this is the build-a-scene moment involving the scene of the 3 Spider-Mans against the villains on top of the Statue of Liberty, and this is one piece of it where obviously you have what looks to be, it is the Tom Holland Spider-Man on top of the head of the Statue of Liberty, and I think that's really cool. I mean, we already have a bunch of other Tom Holland Spider-Man pops, including the Diamond Collection pop we just talked about here for Targetcon. Next up on my list is the glow-in-the-dark Doctor Strange. This pop isn't too bad. This, I believe, is actually for the first Doctor Strange movie, and this is kind of what Funko is doing nowadays, where they're kind of revamping the detail with previous MCU movies from a little bit ago and adding more detail. The closest to this pop was the San Diego Comic-Con 2016 exclusive Doctor Strange, so I like how it's a little bit different from that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but I kind of prefer that San Diego Comic-Con 2016 version of Doctor Strange, although this version is pretty cool to make it glow in the dark. But it also was a pop that was previously announced as a Target exclusive, so we already knew about this, but they decided last minute, hey, let's make it a Targetcon exclusive. Next up on my list is the Spider-Man 300 pop comic covers. I really enjoy the way that this pop looks, especially in the stance that it's in and how it's like mid-swinging. However, I noticed with this is that you don't really see like the pop-ified spider web like you've seen with the Walmart exclusive Spider-Man pop comic cover, so I wish they would have done that, but maybe they would have also had to add the way that the webs are here for the cover. And I like how the comic cover sticks out because you see a bunch of 300s in red popping out really well from the black background, and I know a lot of people were really excited when this got announced for Targetcon. Next up on my list is Fred Weasley with the Wizard's Wheezes Pop Deluxe. Now, normally I wasn't entirely a fan of the, I believe it's the Diagon Alley sets, where mostly you're just getting a bunch of the already existing characters like Harry Potter, Hagrid, Hermione, Ron got one, but then you get the odd one where it's a brand new person. I like how they made the building popified with the head on top, with the rabbit on top there with the hat. I think they did a great job with the way that this building looks. But of course, I don't really collect much Harry Potter, so it wouldn't be right up the top of my list, but definitely right up there for detailed pops of this, I guess, convention. And then I guess coming in at the second spot of this list is the Lizard Pop Deluxe from Spider-Man No Way Home. At this very moment, this is the only way that you can get the Lizard Pop by itself. Previously, when Funko announced the, I guess, initial second wave of Spider-Man No Way Home pops, the only way you can actually get a singular Lizard Pop was in that Walmart exclusive 8-pack. They already did singular pops of, I believe, all of the characters involved in that 8-pack, except for the Lizard and I believe the Sandman now as I think about it, and they already announced Sandman as a pop in this set. So the only way you can get those separately is with this deluxe set if you just wanted Lizard, and I like how this looks. And now coming in at number 1, my favorite exclusive from Targetcon 2023, the Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant pop in-ring moments for the WWE lineup. Of course, I am a big wrestling fan and a wrestler myself, hence the name DK Wrestler, and I do enjoy how they acknowledge this match in the in-ring moments because it is one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. And talk about perfect timing because we are on the road to WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles, so it's really cool how they made this, especially to the exact detail of what the ring would have looked like back in 1987 when WrestleMania 3 happened. I think my only gripe though, and I think a lot of people would agree, is if only Hulk Hogan was able to body slam Andre the Giant in the pop, but obviously when you buy pop sets like this, you kind of want to see what both of them look like. So if you were to do the body slam, you wouldn't really be able to see what Andre's face looks like in box. If you didn't have a Hulk Hogan figure and you didn't have an Andre the Giant figure, this would be the way, in my opinion, to get both of these pops with a really cool ring to go along with it. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely let me know if you got any of these Targetcon exclusives, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.